Good morning. Where'd my truck go? Over here. Welcome back. Had our sales training meeting yesterday, kind of some business planning and different stuff we're doing there. Long story short is I need to sell more seed. You guys want to buy some seed from me? Oh, I need to sell more seed. I have too many irons in the fire, and really what I need is a good salesperson for my seed business that could actually sell something and wants to do something. So I don't know. Maybe we'll find somebody. Maybe we won't. We'll see what happens. But yeah, today we are working around the seed warehouse. We're going to try and treat some beans here this afternoon. Oh boy, I know what these guys are doing. Hillsdale County Road Commission right here. Yeah, he's coming to put up the frost law signs. Anyway, we're going to try and get some seed moved from well, it's sort of raining. We might move some boxes of corn down here from the seed warehouse, and I got to get my pallet of treatment and bring it down here. So that's what we're working on this morning. I dug a little bit of corn out. These 5 boxes here are all ours, go down to the farm, so I'm going to take them down there. That pallet there goes down there. That's left over from last year. Stuff that we carried over. So that pushed that one row back a little bit, created me a little bit more space. I still got the trailer hooked up over there to the Chevy truck, so I think we'll put them over, or back that over here. Put those boxes on, take them down, and then I can put that pallet of seed treatment on the trailer and bring it back down here. Load secured. Take no chances. Take it down there. We made it. Nothing fell off the trailer. Did just fine. I put my seed corn in the back of the shop here, which we have a few other things kind of in the way. 4020 could move if I needed it to. The 8RX is there until we get the planter out of the shop. And then this other stuff here. Usually I put them along that north wall. We'll have to clean up some of those pallets and stuff. The tires sort of sit behind them, so those aren't a big deal. And then we got that tractor that's, yeah. Anyway, I think I'm just going to set the boxes in here for right now. This is a good project for Brock to organize when he's here. It needs something to do. So we're going to get these unstrapped, just set them in there, and then we'll worry about organizing it later. Well, shoot, when I got down here, the sun was out. Now it's raining. We got the seed out, we got the treatment on, but we strapped down the $50,000 worth of seed. We are certainly going to strap down the $100,000 worth of seed treatment chemicals. So, in the rain. Oh, we made it. And yes, that is well over $100,000 worth of seed treatment chemicals sitting there. So, but I can sell it for more than I paid for it. All right, we're going to get most of those packed back in there and get the wheat one that's still down here out of here, which should not be here. But then I got to figure out what we're going to treat today. I've got one customer that I'm hoping to deliver to on Friday. I need to give him a call here and make sure that he's willing to take stuff. But he has 15 boxes, 2 different varieties. That's a great starter to run because you can do 7 boxes of one, 8 boxes of the other. Get everything dialed in. So we'll probably do those. All right, I don't know where we left off, but I went and ate lunch, and now we're back. And I printed off some pick lists for 3 different growers. One is the guy that I had talked about earlier that I wanted to take stuff to on Friday. I called him. He's not going to be there Friday or Monday, but we can take him stuff tomorrow on Thursday or anytime next week after Monday. So we're going to treat his beans. And then I called another guy that's got 6 boxes. And he said he'd be willing to take stuff on Friday, so we're going to treat his stuff. And then I've got one of my guys that's just down the road who, there's only 4 boxes, but he probably is willing to take them. I don't 100% know that, I guess, but they're the same varieties that we're treating for these other 2 guys, so we're just going to throw them in and do them here. And the really good news is most of what we're going to treat today is these 30-35s and the 29-22s, which is going to push these rows back for us and give us a little more room, and that's awesome. So we're going to start getting stuff set up here. We've got to do some calibrations with our treater. We've got to put chemical through it, get everything primed. We've got to make sure that our pumps are metering out the right amount of chemical, especially with all the new hoses and everything on there. So we're going to calibrate them, get everything set up here. First thing we're going to do is get some of these kegs over there, get them recirculating and everything mixing up. We've got to get this box set up there, and let's go. We are going to start off with some of these 3035 E3s. This is a 3.0 bean, new for 2025, and they were awesome in the plots last year. In the little bit I had in the fields, these were really good for us. So we sold a pile of them. That's what this whole row is, plus these, plus I got a few more boxes of them. So good run to start out with here. We're going to do 400 units. We happen to have 10 boxes out here, 40 unit boxes. That is 400. And it worked out perfect that I had 10 boxes of this lot number of them. So that's good. 2740 seeds per pound. It's just about average. Or, 2,800 is considered normal. So yeah, going to be a good run to get started here. We've got to find, where's my box opener thing at? Is it over here? Right here. I should buy another one of these. We got to go through and pop all these tabs off here. I despise these blue tabs because they just go everywhere. But this tool at least makes them easier to get out than trying to cut them out with side cut pliers or a knife. However, one of the things that we learned last year in doing as many boxes as we did was I need to do a better job of picking them up off of the floor. Because what ends up happening here is these things lay all over the floor like this, and then I get out another batch of boxes and set them down, and sometimes they get stuck on top of them, or they sit on top of them, and then the little blue tabs sometimes stick to the bottom of the boxes. And when I lift the boxes up to dump them into that, to go into the treater and shake it, the tabs fall off and they get in the beans. And I had a couple of guys say, yeah, I had a blue tab plug up a row on my planter. Okay. So we got to fix that. It's not a huge issue. It's a minor thing. But it would be super frustrating if you were the one planting and had it happen more than once, and is unacceptable from your seed supplier. So we're going to take note of that and do better. So there's our 10 boxes opened up. Looking at the beans here, they look decent. Good color to them, all look nice. There's no off-colored, really shriveled up brown ones, anything like that. I do see a little bit of some wrinkly seed coats. There's a split. We don't like that. But for the most part, they look pretty good. I'm happy with those. These are all the same lot numbers, so they should all be the same, but sometimes you gotta look at a couple boxes. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, that one's got a cracked seed coat. So they are tagged at 90% germ. So the requirement is that 9 out of 10 will grow and sprout. They're in reality probably much better than that, but that's what's legally required. So I just like to get an idea for the quality before they go through the treater so that I can judge how they are coming out of the treater to see if I'm damaging them at all. And I usually don't, never have, but you got to know where you're starting to know if you're making any difference or not. But there's a little bit in here. If we see a few splits or some cracked stuff going out of the treater, it's probably not our fault. It's probably what's going in. But for the most part, I'm really happy with those. They look good. Okay, let's get our treater started up here, set up. So the first thing we need to do, we got to log into it. Then we're going to go through here and we're going to enter in our seeding variety information here. And so these are 3035s, and I put this 2740 up here because really what matters, the only thing this matters for is the seed size. And I'll talk about why that matters in a little bit, but seed size when we're treating is critical, and it is critical that the treater knows that seed size. And so I put it in there as the name, and then I tell it the variety, I put the lot number in, and we also put that seeds per pound in where it says to here. So that should be everything we need on this page, but we got to set up our treatment pages yet. So we are going to treat with this Golden Harvest Preferred Apex seed treatment. These two kegs are left over from last year. Nothing wrong with it. Perfectly fine. The rest of what we got is just Cruiser Max Apex. It's not the Golden Harvest Preferred. Now, the only difference between those is that that's supposed to be orange and this is supposed to be red. That's it. And so this year it was just, for whatever reason, I went with the Apex version of it rather than the Golden Harvest Preferred version of it. Does not matter at all. Active ingredients, rates, everything is identical except for the color of the dye or the colorant. It's not really a dye, it's a colorant that is in the treatment. So we're going to use this stuff up first, and then we'll break into those. But yeah, so that's been mixing. So that's what we're treating with. I've got that chemical in here, but we have to build our recipe out. It's probably right here, but this is all left over from last year, so I just want to double check everything. And Syngenta gives me a super awesome app or a website to go to, the Seed Care Resource Center, where I can put in the chemicals that we're treating with. I can put in the seed size, how many units we're going to treat, our flow rate, 800 units per or 800 pounds per minute. We can tell it what we want our slurry volume to be, and we're going to shoot for 6. Recommended is 4 to 7, and we'll adjust that based on coverage and stuff by adjusting our water. We have 2 pump stands. So in pump stand 1, which is on the treater, we're going to run our Cruiser Max Apex. Fluid ounces per 140,000 seed unit. That's what we're treating by, and so we need it to say 1.95. That's what our target is. Water, we're going to be putting in 1.12 for a total of 3.07 fluid ounces per 140,000 pounds, or 140,000 seeds, not pounds. And in order to treat these first ones, it tells me how much we need to have in there. We need 780 fluid ounces of our Cruiser Max Apex. Now that's just for these 10 boxes. We're going to run a bunch more boxes after that, so we're just going to dump it in there. That's the beauty of having just one product in that tank by itself. I don't really have to measure it. We just have to make sure there's product in it. So we're just going to pump a bunch in there. Same thing with the water. Now when we do some stuff with Saltro or some of the inoculants and things, then we've got to measure a little bit more accurately. Yeah. So that is good. That gives us everything that we need to know. 1.95. That's the key number right here. 1.95 ounces per seed count unit. And we've got it set to auto. Got our aux control on, which is to send the signal through these 2 wires. One is to our glitter applicator, which we're not going to use right now. The other is to my second pump stand that I have back here. Really, this is my 3rd pump stand. This is the one that I use for water. I could, when we're just using the Cruiser Max Apex and we're doing a single product and not mixing stuff, I could use tank 2 on here for the water. I'm not doing that because I like to use that one for the inoculant, for the heads up, for whatever else that I'm adding in as a second product, and use this for water, because while water rates are important, they're not critical. It does not have to be exactly right. And so this pump stand, while it will meter stuff out and put it on, and I can adjust the flow rates, it does not automatically change based on seed size, which is why having seed size in there is so important. These pumps do. So the Cruiser pump is going to change how much it flows, or how much it flows out based on the seed size of the beans that we are running through it, which is why it needs to know the seed size. This pump over here is going to put a consistent fluid ounces per minute on all the time. So it's going to change the amount of water per seed count unit? Yes. Does that really matter if we are at a total slurry volume of 5 ounces per hundredweight, or 6 ounces per hundredweight, or 7 ounces per hundredweight? No, that does not matter. As long as that chemical there is 1.95 ounces per seed count unit, that's all we need to make sure that we have 100% accurate. This one, we can sit here and play with this dial in order to change how the coverage is on our beans and get it dialed in right where we want it. It's a lot easier. So anyway, that's how we're setting this up. I've got water in there already. We've got to prime all the lines and make sure we're calibrated to somewhat reasonable level. But yeah, so the computer side of the treater is ready to go. Now, for the physical setup side of stuff, we've got our atomizer in. We've got that closed. Everything inside there is already good. I closed the door on the bottom of the auger. That is good. Since we're not using tank 2, we've got that valve closed. That way nothing back feeds through that line. We've got tank 1, which is going to be our cruiser max. We are not going to see through this line anymore in about 10 minutes. And then we've got tank 3 coming from over there, which is going to be our water. Both of those valves are open. And then all of that is connected and good. We need to make sure that we've got our valves correct over here. We'll mess with this in a minute, but essentially we've got to close our peristaltic pump, and then we are going to pull from the mixed tank. We'll have to do a calibration here, but there, that will make it pump into here, and then we can adjust our rates, get it close there. On this side, we've got our drain valve closed. We've got to close our pump on this one. We've got, so this is going to come up here and go to the recirculate or process calibrate. We're going to leave it on recirculate for now. That'll pump it right back into the tank just to get everything primed. And then we're going to do the calibrate. We're going to move this to process right now. If you leave that on calibrate, it will come out of this hose, whether you are ready to catch it out of that hose or not. So make sure you're ready. All right, let's pump some chemicals in. 780 fluid ounces is a little over 6 gallons. So we'll probably just put like 10 in here for now, but I've got a valve, I know you can't see it, but on my pump down here that it's a 3-way. I've had it recirculating, so it's pumping back in the keg. We're going to turn it, and now it will pump into my tank here. Make sure nothing's leaking all over. It's not. And like I said, we just want about 10 gallons in here. 10 gallons is a lot. That's most of the keg. We'll call that good enough. Probably 7. It's okay. We can add more at any time because it's a single product. We don't have to worry about it. So you can see we've got product now through that tube. I'm going to go ahead and turn the pump on. Like I said, we want to be in recirculate mode, so that will pump it right back into this tank. I'm going to come back over to our screen here, hit the HOA button, and then GHP Apex hand. So that starts our pump, and we can see it moving up there and coming back into that corner over there. Okay, so we'll let that pump a little bit, get all the air out of that hose and everything while we get some other stuff set up. All right, next up, I calibrated the stand that you guys are mounted to, the water one there a little bit, and just, we're really close. My flow rate needs to be 17.47, 17 and a half ounces per minute for what the recommendation is to get to my 6-ounce slurry, and I've got it at like 18. We're really close, so that is good. Now we need to calibrate this pump, and this one, the treater itself will do the calibration. We just have to tell it how much it actually measures. So I have everything primed, and I ran some so it came out this tube right back into the tank. We're going to put that into our pitcher, and then we're going to hit start on our test over here. Is it going? It's not going. Why isn't it going? Pump 1, Apex. Run time, 60 seconds. Go. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Pump calibration. Oh, I know why. Because I put it in off mode and not hand mode. That'll do it. Not hand. That's not what we want. Off. Auto. We want it in auto mode. Pump calibration. Stop. Stop. Why is it going? Okay. There we go. Now we're ready. We'll let this hose drain out for a second again. Right back into the tank. Now we put it in our container. hit start. There we go. Now that will run for 60 seconds. It will automatically shut off when it is done, and then we'll tell it how much is in this pitcher and compare it to what it thinks is supposed to be in this pitcher. Okay, it shut off. Let it drip out about like we did when we started. Stick that back in the tank. And now we go and measure this. Looks like 26 ounces to me. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So each line is 1. And we are 2 above the 24. 26, okay? What does it think that it did? It thinks that it did 26.77. So, are we off by 0.77, 0.8, or are we a little above that 2.6? I would say we're on the high side of it. If the center of the line is right at 2.6, we're on the higher side of it, but we are definitely not 3/4 of the way up to the next line. So I think we're going to call it 26, and we're going to tell it it is 26. So then we go in here and we go calibration tube total 26. Okay, and then we hit update ratio. It changes that. We dump it back in there and do it again and verify. Okay, now that our pump is calibrated, the next step here is to prime this. Got a little water in our hose, but we want to prime it all the way to the atomizer. So we should start seeing it come up through this clear hose at the top here. Right there. And we're going to go all the way until it gets in there, and probably we'll see a little bit dripping out the bottom. That's okay. That means we've got chemical all the way where we want it. That should be good. We are ready for beans. I got a box opener. Yeah, it's a new one. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But we hold our full box over the one on the treater. Let it empty. Give it a decent shake here. All the beans out of it. And then we take it. We're going to close our gate, and we're going to set it under the auger. There's our empty box. No beans in it. Nice and clean. Okay. It's 1:36. All right, here's the deal. I've got a meeting at 2 o'clock. It's in like 20 minutes. Back at the farm. That should take me half an hour to an hour, whatever it is. And then we're going to come back here and start running these. Like, we're all set up. All we got to do is push go. But I don't really want to get halfway into this and then have to quit and come back to it. So we're going to let her sit right here and come back in an hour or so. We are still working on trying to figure out another building for down at the farm there to store some tillage equipment part of the year, store some dry fertilizer other parts of the year and stuff, and trying to figure out what we want to do there. I think we have a pretty good idea, so we're meeting with one of the builders to get another quote on that and just make sure that we're all on the same page here. But hopefully before July 1st, we've got another building on the farm. Anyway, it's time to push go on our treater. Double checking my checklist. We've got our beans in, we've got our chemical in, we've calibrated our pumps, we've got water back here, we've calibrated this pump. Oh, we need to check this to auto so that turns on. We've primed all the way to our atomizer. The beans should come out red. It's possible the first couple don't, but within 50 pounds or so, they should be red. We'll open that gate. We got our gate closed there. Start setup. Golden Harvest Preferred Apex. Got the lot number in there. Got the seed size in there. Ready to go. Don't film the first thing you do. Our gates are closed. Our pumps are closed. Please come out red. If the first few don't, we'll just dump them back in the box and run them through a second time. It's no big deal. It happens sometimes. All right, so it's got the auger running. There goes seed flow. Pumps are on. The tins are red, and now they're red. Yeah. Fantastic. I guess these are the orange ones. Orange, not red. What a deal. All right, we'll run for a little bit. We'll make sure everything is good. At some point in this first run, we will pull a sample to send into the lab to make sure that our rates are right. But all is good here. Check out our computer screen. Everything's green, meaning that they're on. Pump is running back here, so we've got water flowing. You can see that. I want that to be green. Why is that not green? Should be adjustable, but what are we supposed to be? It's at 26.75 ounces per minute. I'll have to look at my computer to see what it's supposed to be. What are we running for? 700 pounds per minute. Okay. So my computer over here is going to be off a little bit. That's all right. Oh, there we are. Now we're green. 26.84. So it's just a tenth of an ounce per minute or so low, but it's dialed it in now. You can see our weight left in the box, how many pounds it has run through, our flow rate in pounds per minute. We're almost at that 700 or real close to it. Then they're running for 100 seconds here. This number here is the position of our slide gate. So there's an electric cylinder, or they call it a diadic, up under here that controls the gate. That controls the flow of the seed. You can see the beans running down through there. Let me turn my light on. You can kind of see the treatment, but they really mix going through that auger, and then they come out nice and orange up here. Oh, it's beautiful. They look fantastic. Quality looks good. I am happy. So watching here, we're down to 300 pounds left in that box. As that gets down to 0, there is a proximity sensor right there. When that does not sense beans anymore, it opens the gate fully, lets all the beans through, closes the gate, and then it shuts off the flow of the chemical, lets everything clean out, and then we do it again. So this box platform is sitting on scale, so you can't touch that when it's running. There, it's empty. It's running out. You can see our pumps have shut off. There, it just dumped the rest of the beans. The chemicals are off, the gate is off, but the auger continues to run. We let it go until it's empty, or reasonably empty, and then we hit pause. And it shuts it down. Now we put another box of beans up there, set the empty under the auger after we set that one out of the way, and we just keep going. Beans are up there. We got another nice empty box, and we hit continue. And these, because everything's already primed and just waiting right there, they come out red from the very, very beginning on this one. Just takes a second for it to get all primed up, or not primed up, but just for it to start the flow. Here they come. Ready, ready, ready. Ready, go. I'm a little over halfway through this first run here, treating box number 6, and we reorganized some stuff a little bit because we got these 10 boxes out of here that were all along this side. I only have 3 more. Those 3 there are technically the same variety as this row. They should be out here, but I don't really want to give up that floor space, so I just got them there tucked out of the way for now. But I had 4 other boxes sitting here that needed to go in behind those, so I got those put in where they needed to be. Our next beans that we're going to treat are those 9 boxes back there, which will then give us an empty row, which is awesome, because if we wanted to, we could take this row and split it and push it way back, which gives me more room for getting the trailer in and out of here for loading stuff, so that would be awesome. And what else? Oh, the next thing we need to worry about here as far as the treating process goes is record keeping. So I have a spreadsheet that I fill out that I keep track of everything here. So which batch number it is, the date, the variety, the seed size, the lot number, the treatment, the number of units, and who they are for. There's some other things that I can fill out if I decide that I need to. But that way we've got all that information. And then we're going to take a quart-size Ziploc bag. We're going to write the variety, the batch number, and the treatment on here so that it matches up with what we did, and then we're going to save it. So I've got 3 totes over here that have all of last year's samples in it that we're done with at this point. So I need to get a couple of 5-gallon buckets and dump all of these bags, get rid of these, because we don't need them anymore. But I save a sample from every batch of beans that I treat, not every box, but every batch. So like 1 for these 10, 1 for the next 9. That way, if anybody ever questions anything, if there's some kind of concern about the quality of the treatment, the amount of treatment, anything like that, we can send that sample in, have it analyzed at a lab, and get an answer. Whether I mess something up or not, we'll have an answer. So I do get some of these sample bags here that I can put beans in, tell them what's on it, send them to the lab. They will do the loading testing to make sure that we're doing a good job and everything is accurate. And I've done that. I do that every year. I can send in 5 samples. I usually try and do 4 or 5 of them. I've never failed one yet. Last year, I think I had 1 sample that was in the low 90% range, which I was not happy with, but then the subsequent ones were all between 98 and 101%, which is why I love this treater, because it's very, very accurate. We are keeping an eye on our treatment tank here. You can see we still got plenty. It doesn't really show up on camera when I turn that light off. You can kind of see on this side over here, there's lines that run across. Like, yeah, that's how much it sucks it down on every batch. So we just don't want that to run empty. We can pump more in at any time. I think somebody brought me a pallet of steaks. I don't remember having 2 of these. I only had 1. Why do I have 2 now? I'm trying to get rid of these, not get more of them. Anyway, check it out. Ryland's out here. Hi, bud.
Hi.
He's going to pick up the blue things for me. I told him to make a big pile right there. That's what we're going to do. So another thing that we've got to do is put our tags on, label all of these, because they're now treated beans, so we have to label them as such. So they give me these tags. These are my leftover ones from last year. I just called my rep and said, hey, I'm going to need a bunch more of those, because that was something that I had overlooked. So he's going to send me a pile of the new ones. They're the same. They're the same, except for instead of Golden Harvest Preferred, it says Cruiser Max Apex on the top, because that's what I'm using. So we'll stick these in the boxes here, and I like to let them sit open with no lids on for a while. We might just leave them overnight. Well, nah, I don't know. We'll see. We might put the lids on tonight and move them out of the way. If I'm going to deliver some of these tomorrow, I would like to load the trailer up tonight and be ready to go. Question is, can I back it in here and get it in with the truck? And I don't even have my truck. Like, I got to go get that. So I don't know if I'm going to have time to load anything up tonight. I might not be able to make that run tomorrow. Ah, well. Doing the last box of our first batch. And we got all our blue tabs picked up. So we're going to dig out the next 9 boxes. These ones back here. Gonna need our lights. That last box of the first run is done. So instead of hitting pause this time, we're gonna hit shutdown. And we're gonna walk around this side here and open the door on our auger. That's gonna allow the beans that are in there to fall out the bottom and clean it out good. We do not want contamination between varieties. In this case, it's a 3.0 and a 2.9, but they're not the same. So we want to try and keep them separate as much as possible. And they kind of trickle out like that for a little bit. The auger runs for a few seconds after you hit shutdown, and then it turns off. As that treatment dries, the beans will come out more and more and more, and we'll just kind of turn that auger back on and let it run on and off a little bit. Let it shake around, and they will eventually stop falling out, and then you've pretty well got them out of there. So, but we'll just let it go for a minute while I get the last couple boxes out here. Pretty well got them. So now we'll take that and we'll dump it back in a box. And my theory is they came out of the first box, right? Because the first box would have had that much in there, so I dump them back in the first box from the batch. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's how I do it. Well, there's our first 10. Do it again. Just 9 this time. So we got all our boxes out, got the lids off, got them ready to go. I got one in the box on the treater and the empty over there. We do have to set up our treater again. So I'll take a picture of the tag here. These are 2922s. They are 2,840 seeds per pound, so slightly smaller beans than those last ones. Again, quality looks decent. And we've got some split seed coats in here. I don't love seeing that. See that bean there, there. Those will still grow, but that makes them a little more fragile. It's not great. But they'll be okay. We've seen it before. They all grow. Or they mostly all grow, I guess. Anyway, we gotta get our treater set up for that. Make sure we got our door closed, but all is good. Since we didn't open up any of the liquid stuff with our pumps and everything, it's still primed right to the atomizer, and they should start red right from the very beginning. We are going to need some more chemical, though. We got enough in there for this box, but we'll pump some more in there. There we go. Well, I got that box done, and then I was pumping my chemical into there, and we got some, but our keg is empty. We've already emptied one. Now, it was a partial to start with, but we'll open that other one up there, and we're going to need more. Treating. I had to put more water in, but all going good there. We've got 4 more boxes to do here. I split this row of them 30-35s and pushed them all the way against the wall. It changes, it totally gives me more room. It's awesome. So that's good. If we can keep working this row back a little bit, that would be great too. But we're going to get these treated. And then I got a few boxes, 7 maybe, of this row, which is also that row behind these 2 boxes here. These 2674s that we need to treat. And then we're going to work on getting those delivered before we do anything else. Just checking my records from last year. Last year we started treating on March 4th. Today is March 5th, so I'm only 1 day behind. But we only did 280 units that first day last year, and I'm going to do 760 today. I was hoping to get another 6 boxes done. Would have been another 240. Would have been a 1,000 unit day if I would have got those other 6. Well, it's all right. We'll do those in the morning. I'm not going to make that delivery tomorrow. I'm not going to have time. So we got 1 more box. Let's throw it up there. That's a pretty good day. I'm happy with that. For day 1, I'm really happy with that. So as far as end of the night stuff for our treater, we've got a little bit of treatment left in this tank. It's not going to hurt anything. I threw the lid on there just to keep it from getting a skim coat on top and drying out too much. I did close my valves over here, which I will probably forget tomorrow. But so I closed these 2 valves coming from the tanks so that I can open up the pump hoses here, keep them from wearing out or getting wear spots in them. Just kind of open it up like that, and that should keep my prime all the way through to there because it can't suck air and come back down. So hopefully we won't have any untreated beans come out first thing tomorrow when we start because I closed that valve. But we'll probably forget to open that valve, in which case we will have untreated beans. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to do those 6 boxes tomorrow. We're going to get our lids put on these, get our samples taken, get these all stacked up and organized, and then maybe get our trailer loaded for Friday. We're going to have 6 boxes going on the trailer to go out on Friday. 4 of them that we just treated, 2 of them that we got to do tomorrow, or maybe 2 of them that we just treated, and 4 of them that we're going to do tomorrow, something like that. So anyway, it was a good day. Thanks for watching. We'll go more into depth in the treatment and stuff and the whys at some point. We don't need to do that day 1 here, but we will, and we'll, got lots of deliveries to make. Brock is coming tomorrow. I'm going to have him keep working on that planter and then organizing the back half of the shop there where I got those few boxes of corn that we took down so he can get that stuff taken care of for me. Tomorrow is my FFA convention stuff that I am going to, so I'm excited for that. Looking forward to it. And then on tonight we gotta quit now because it's Ash Wednesday church tonight. So what's up, boys?
What's up?
Grayson, it's cold out here. Put a coat on.
No, it's not.
Okay, I'm gonna move my truck and then I'm coming into the house. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions and comments, leave them down below, and we will see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a really, really good video. I am looking forward to it.